Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, your source for exceptional video analysis of stocks, ETFs, and indices so you can become a better trader. Welcome back. Today is Saturday, September 12th, and we're going to take a look at the market action here of the last week and take a look at 5 stocks that have had quite a bit of action in them. Ambarella, GoPro, Alibaba, QIHU 360, and Lululemon. Okay, let's start off here with the Russell 2000. All right, so it was up 4.76, just a little bit shy of 5 points on Friday. Kind of, went down, looked like it was going to break out of this little pennant that it's forming, and then it pulled back into it. Let's take a look at it on a weekly view, and you can see the little wedge, a little pennant that's forming in here. Seems pretty clear on the daily perspective. And again, the Russell 2000 on a weekly has broken the trend lines. There's two. This dark trend line is connecting the two major lows of 2014 and 2011. This big red trend line is the trend line back from the bottom in February 2009. Both trend lines have been broken on the Russell 2000. So when we look at this looks pretty clear that it's just looking and acting like a pennant in downward fashion. So think of this as a flagpole upside down with a pennant waving upside down. This would imply that the next move is down. I'm expecting it to retest the lows is what I'm looking for. Now, when is it going to happen? Is it going to happen Monday, Tuesday, Friday? I don't know. It may continue to consolidate a little bit more. Look how hard down we've got the 21-day moving average. Look at the 55 is hard down. It's about to break below the 233. On my longer term moving averages, I use Fibonacci numbers, 21, 55, 233. My trigger line, I use the 10 exponential. So, pretty obvious in terms of the trend that we've got in here. Let's take a look at the New York Composite. New York Composite also is doing a consolidation pattern in here. Looks a little bit like a pennant too. I didn't take this low down here because it seemed like it was a little more obvious when I looked at this kind of the bodies in here. It had formed a head and shoulders pattern. It had met the objective, the minimum objective, but this was one of the stronger moves that had happened. Or this and the Dow. This took out the October low. It also broke the February 2014 low. Pretty negative in here. And we'll just wait to see what happens after it, gets done consolidating. Let's see. Well, let's take a quick look, turn it into a weekly, and see what you could see. Well, the 2 weeks ago we had what looked like a big reversal candle in there. Okay, potential reversal. It didn't engulf anything. It just kind of reversed back up, closed near the high of the week. Didn't get any follow through. And that, as is key with a lot of candlesticks, you got to have follow through. We didn't get any follow through. So here we are with inside bars to this trading action of 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago actually. Now, the thing I'm watching, the thing you need to be aware of, when you get these little bullish candles, if this were to break down and break this low, that will be extremely negative, because when you take out bullish candle lows, that is not a good sign. So we're watching this consolidation, expecting a retest. We'll see what happens. Okay, that's what's happening with the market's kind of consolidating, get a little bit tight. Part of this is because it needs to consolidate. Part of it is because we've got the Fed meeting coming up this coming week. They meet Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they make an announcement what they're doing with interest rates on Wednesday afternoon. All right, let's take a look at Alibaba. Alibaba is just continuing to be in a solid downtrend. Not a whole lot to really get excited about that. You can see the trend line we got drawn in here. The trend lines just continue. When I look at the potential, I think it's down below any potential support. I think it's way, let me look at this. I think that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I was thinking of another chart. So this is just, we're down here in virgin territory where there is no support. Okay. So, it's making its own potential support levels as this goes down. So where buying really is going to come in, I mean, who knows? But right now the trend is solid down, and you see now the 233-day moving average is showing up, and everything is to the downside. So let's see, Alibaba, others that are getting hammered. Let's stay with Chinese. Let's look at the QIHU 360. It's getting hammered also. Okay, so this is a stock that they had talked about, and I can't remember where it was. It might have been right in here when they had this big burst. They were talking about taking this private. Well, and they were taking a private up in the 70s, I believe, up here. Well, it hasn't stayed. Everything must be falling through or something, or investors aren't believing. And I think the whole thing has gotten real shaky on it. I did not follow these stocks on an individual news basis. So if you are a dedicated follower of QIHU 360, you're going to know exactly what's going on. I follow the charts. So this did a little head and shoulders consolidation pattern. The height of the head estimates down for the move. Now, a lot of times on consolidation patterns, they're not as nearly as reliable as major reversal tops and bottoms. But if you were to project, it would be down here around 39 to 40 range. We're almost there, haven't quite gotten there. So, again, really strong move, and you come in, you say, well, okay, where am I going to come in and buy? Am I going to catch a falling knife? Now, this has been correcting. I do think that when I look at this on a longer term, I did think that we had 5 waves up in here. I thought we had a first primary wave up, and now we're getting a bunch of this corrective action. So we'll see whether or not that continues, whether we can get some legs underneath in here. But right now, it's just the only message it's saying is I want to keep going lower. And so you got to wait for things to turn. You got to wait for price to tell you it wants to go up. All right, so that's QIHU. GoPro, same thing. I talked about GoPro last Saturday. Now, here's the thing with GoPro this has just continued this last week, the last 4 days. I mean, look at this, just continued to smash down. And again, whenever, I've talked about this before, whenever you get extreme readings on the RSI, doesn't matter whether it's bearish or bullish on extreme readings, it's usually an indication that is the solid direction of the trend. Yeah, it's going to chop back and forth. Yeah, we may get a spike rally in here or whatever, and it's probably going to come back down again and either punch lower or retest. But right now, the message is it's in a really solid downtrend. And let's see, and GoPro, well, it's approaching, it's not, that was the other thing I was going to mention on this. Here's all the trading on GoPro. Here we go. Okay, so here's the low over here. There's no real support and resistance has been formed down in here. So it is in an area right now where there is no support and resistance. Previous buying coming in. I mean, yeah, you could say there was some trading. Yeah, it started trading down here. That's not really evidence of creating a potential floor. So, could some buying come in as it approaches the historic lows down here? Sure, but you better let price show you that that's what's going on and that it wants to start to turn. Okay, I think the other, we got 2 left. Ambarella, this is really starting to break down too, or has been breaking down. And you can see it's broken this trend line. This trend line really, I mean, you could extend it back over here, but it kind of started right here in May 2014. So that trend line got smashed. It looks like there's potential support right in here where it's at, the low for the day. But again, it's like stepping in front of this and trying to catch, like we've been saying, a falling knife. And you're going to start seeing a lot of that, I believe, with what's going on. If this level doesn't hold, then really the next area I would look at is right in to this area here, which would be right in maybe the 56, 57-ish kind of thing. Well, didn't other moving averages just kind of show up? Let me do that again. There we go. I guess they don't erase themselves if I don't erase them, so I'll erase it and move on. Okay, so that's Ambarella, and the last one we'll talk about is Lululemon, which the insider members they witnessed a nice trade idea on this week. It worked out very nice for us. Now we got in a little early last couple of, I can't remember when it was. It was right in here, I think, on the 1st. So we had to sit through a little bit of a pullback, but then started booking profit in here at 3 different levels as it went down. And I tell you, this was a symmetrical triangle, big symmetrical triangle. The setup here on Lululemon was this symmetrical triangle, and the fact that you were getting lower highs and you were starting to get lower lows. Okay, we got this low in here, this big break that happened when the market broke, and it bounced back up. It actually bounced further back in than I thought it was going to, and then it just collapsed. Now, I did not expect this big a collapse that happened on Thursday, but that's what happened. And and that's starting to happen to a lot of stocks right now, so you've got to be very careful. I tell you, buying puts in the middle of a move like this, that is really tough, and a lot of times everything's exploding. The position you really want to be in, which is the one we were in because we got in back in here, is you want to be exiting puts as things are going down. And maybe I should have kept one, but I didn't. We got totally out of the position, and it still turned out pretty nice. But sometimes you just want to keep one and let it ride, or keep a portion of your position. It doesn't have to be one. It all depends on how many you've got, but keep a portion. So anyway, this could be the start of a major breakdown for Lulu. We'll have to continue to watch and see what happens in terms of, does it bounce? Where does it get support? I'm not seeing when I look back at this. I don't know, the area back in here, it's pretty gappy. I mean, it's pretty straight line until you get down into this area, which is quite a ways below where it's at. So we'll see. All right, that's it for today. And I'll be back next week, and to keep checking in, check my website. And if you're not an inside member, check it out. Hit the join page and check out what I've got for you. And I am, if you go to the web page, you see that the trading course that I've got out there is now being offered as a part of the whole program for insider members. So that's a pretty good deal. So you ought to check that out. All right, everyone, have a great weekend. Thanks for stopping in. Talk to you soon.